trabajar.
Good evening. My name is Nigel Chambers. I'm from Big O Belt Media. Barbara and Ximena, thank you so much for your time today, and very excited to talk about your new show, Women in Blue, coming to Apple TV Plus July 31st. How you two doing today?
We're doing very great. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really want to talk about, because this show was completely fascinating, and I really don't say that lightly. I was completely hooked because with a love for murder mystery and true crime, like obviously that gets me in the door, but there's so much complexities with each of you two's respective characters. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what really drives your respective characters to want to nail this case. What is it personally about them, not just the job, but personally what drives them? And just to speak a little bit more about that, we're dealing with infidelity at home, and then we also see somebody who's been so technically and just book smart that now there's a love interest entering, and how does that kind of change the scope of things? So could you talk a little bit about the personal factors in terms of driving your characters to solving this case?
I mean, I think with my character specifically, she's very limited because of the, place and time and, where she grew up. And there's also this limiting factor for her, which is, living it with in the autism spectrum before autism was even a thing or even diagnosed. So she becomes very aware of, where her limitations are, and just being surrounded by these incredible, powerful women with all these stories and all these companions. She feels very inspired to sort of pursue that also in her own life, and become a better friend, maybe find love for the first time, and be more independent and learn more about herself. And I think that's sort of like the character arc that Ángeles goes through, and helps these women in resolving this case.
Nice. Well, for me, it was a beautiful journey. Maria is a very dedicated mother and a loyal wife, who believed all her life that the key for happiness is to find a good man and have a good family and become a mother, and that's it.
Yeah.
And some days something happened that, yeah, it shakes her perception of reality, and she has to find to face this new truth in her life. So she joined the police force, and she find this beautiful woman who help her to be strong, and to find this determination to first pursue her dream that she just forgot because she has to be a good mother, and just go back there and then say, like, it's never too late to follow your dreams and to speak. So it's the journey is amazing.
It truly is. It's very inspirational. I also think the show doesn't work if these characters doesn't really translate into real life. The camaraderie amongst you four is beautiful and just fascinating to watch alone. So I'm curious about if you could talk a little bit about the filming process together, and how did y'all grow that bond that translated onto screen?
I remember very well our first lunch together as, officially Las Azules. And I remember just getting there and being very nervous as to, how these women were going to be like. And the connection was pretty much instant. We had an amazing time together. And since then, we kind of always wanted to find those places where we could bond and be together and sort of share our personal stories and help each other in building our characters. And obviously, Fernando Rovzar's leadership was instrumental in order for us to grow as a team. And he was just so nurturing and open, and open to our suggestions. And it was just a very loving space. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it was
I
beautiful, and you don't get to have this kind of spaces to grow together often in this career. So it was beautiful. Yeah.
I tell you, in another word, I wish this could be something a little bit more family oriented. It may be an animated series, but the four of you two's bond, I think, would just be astronomical for this young audience if they get to see these strong four women growing into a career, betting on themselves and withstanding all the obstacles around it. It's like a beautiful story. And I truly appreciate both of you time talking about it today. The world gets to check out Women in Blue, Apple TV Plus, July 31st.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you.
Absolutely.